Okay, 6.4 is a huge section. It has 23 topics in it, and it deals with adding, subtracting rational expressions. So let's start with something easier. If I had 1/3 plus, well, that's a bad example. Let's do 2/5 plus 1/5. In order to add fractions, hello? Okay. So in order to add fractions, the denominators need to match. So if you have 2/5 of a pizza and you add 1/5 of a pizza, you will end up with 3/5 of a pizza. You add the top, you leave the bottoms the same. Okay, what about 1/2 plus 1/3? We need a common denominator, and the easiest way to find a common denominator is just multiply 2 and 3 together and we get 6. Okay, so how many sixths are there in 1/2? 3, and you get that by multiplying the bottom by 3 and the top by 3. Why does multiplying the top and the bottom by 3 still maintain the same number? Yeah, 3 over 3 is the number 1, and anytime you multiply by 1, you get the same answer. That gives me 3/6, and over here, we have 2 over 6 for a total of 5 over 6. Okay. What about 3/4 plus 5/6? I could just multiply the 4 and the 6 together and get 24. But is there a smaller number that 4 and 6 both go into? 12. So how do we know, how do we find least common multiples? How do we know that 12 is the smallest number that 4 and 6 go into? Now, you know your multiplication table, so that helps. But I need a 12 here, and I need a 12 here. Let's look at what make 4 and 6. 4 is 2 times 2, and 6 is 2 times 3. So my least common multiple has to have a certain number of 2's and a certain number of 3's. How do we choose them? You choose the biggest set of each type. So my common denominator has to have 2's. What is the biggest set of 2's among those two fractions? Which group is the biggest? That. Right? And among 3's, what is the biggest group? 1, 3. So my common denominator needs a 2 and a 2 and a 3. Okay? Why didn't I throw in this other 2? Why didn't I do 2 times 2 times 2 times 3? It's not 12, right? Why do I not need that other 2? Well, the answer is this already has a 2 in it. So if I choose this set, then there's a 2 in the answer, and I don't need an extra 2. Okay? Now, we look at each fraction. What is the first fraction missing here? A 3. What is this fraction missing? This is what it needs, a 2 and a 2 and a 3. So it's missing a 2, so we multiply this one by 2, and I get 9 plus 10 is 19 over 12. Okay? What if I had 3 fractions? What if I had 5, let's do 5/12 minus 3/9 plus, no, let's not do 3/9, let's do 2/9. plus let's do 20. Let's do 7/20. Now, doing that in your head is a little complicated. Finding numbers that 12 and 9 and 20 all go into. But let's look at their prime factorizations. Ooh. So this is 2 times 2 times 3. And this is 3 times 3. And this is 2 times 2 times 5. Oh, do I want to? Yeah, let's change this into an 18. Let's say 5/18. 2 times 3 times 3. So, what will go in my common denominator? Well, I need a certain number of 2's. How many 2's do I need? I take the biggest set. So I look at all the denominators. What is the largest number of 2's that shows up in all of them? A pair of 2's. So my common denominator has to have a pair of 2's. What about 3's? So I have a single 3 here, and I have a pair of 3's there. Which one's bigger? The pair. And what about 5's? A single 5. Now, this number is the smallest possible number that 12 and 18 and 20 go into. And what is that number? 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 3 is 36, times 5 is what is that? What? Yep, 180. Okay, so all of these are 180. Okay, what is this fraction lacking? It needs a 3 and it needs a 5, which is 15. So that would be 75. What is this fraction lacking? It needs another 2 and a 5, which is 10. So 50. And then the last one, what is it lacking? Pair of 3's, which is 9. So 63. 75 minus 50 is 25. 25 and 63 is 88. So I get 88/80, 180. Can I pull anything out of that? A 2 would work. Is there anything bigger? A 4 would work. So take out a 4, and I get 22/45. That's the simplest form. So that's how adding and subtraction of fractions works. You look for a common denominator. The common denominator is the largest set of each factor in each fraction. So let's okay. All right. Here I have denominators that match. So I just add, and I get 11/y plus 3. Does that simplify? What if it was 12/y plus 3? Can I take a 3 out of those? No. You can never cancel part of an addition or subtraction. If you're going to get rid of something in the y plus 3, the entire y plus 3 has to go. Okay. What is the least common multiple of 6a to the 4th and 15a squared? So 6 would be 2 times 3 a, and 3 times 5 a. So what is going to go in my common denominator? A 2. What's the largest set of 3s? A single 3 and a 5 and so I look at the 2s. I pick the biggest set of 2s, which is 1, 2. I look at the 3s. What is the biggest set of 3s? A single 3. I look at the 5s. What is the single biggest 5? 1, 5. And then I look at the A's. What is the largest group of A's? So I only need to pick one. I only need to pick a 3 from either side. It doesn't matter which side. I just need the biggest one. So that is the largest set of 2s. And then this is the largest set of 3s. I can choose that one or the other one, but I don't need to choose both. That's extra information. And then this is the largest set of 5s. What is the largest set of A's? So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. A to the 4th. Why didn't I throw that other 3 in there? Well, if I did, then I would create a 90. Is 90 the smallest number that 6 and 15 go into? No. 6 and 15 both go into 90, but it's not the smallest one. So by choosing the largest set on each side, I guarantee that my answer is as small as possible. Okay. What is the common denominator here? I need a 2, and I need a 3, and I need a 7, which is 42, and I need how many W's? W to the 3rd. Good. Okay. Simplify your answer as much as possible. This is 3 times 3 times b, and this is 2 times 3 times b. So what will my common denominator have? So start with the small ones. How many 2's does it need? 1, 2. How many 3's does it need? A set of 3's. A pair of 3's. How many b's does it need? A single b. That would be 18b. Okay. What is the first fraction missing? It has a set of 3's, and it has a b, but it needs a 2, so I multiply the 5 by 2, and I get 10. What is the second fraction missing? A 3, so I multiply the 1 by 3, and I get 13, or sorry, 3, which gives me 13 over 18b. Is that simplifiable? No, 13 is prime. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Find the least common denominator. So, we have to treat x minus 11 like its own number and x plus 11 like its own number. Okay? So, my least common denominator is going to be x minus 11 and x plus 11. X plus 11 is a single number. I don't know what the number is, but it can only be one number. So we treat it like its own number. And I believe the last one is this one for today. Just the first 5. So here my common denominator is 7x. The first one needs a 7, and the last one needs an x. How do I take 28 and subtract 5x? Well, you don't. It's just negative 5x plus 28 over 7x, like that. So my common denominator is 7x. This one needs a 7 over 7, and this one needs an x over x. All right. Get to work.